Inside a small workshop filled with metal dust and the smell of freshly cut wood, a young man carried a dream that would leave millions of people amazed. While most people could only admire expensive Lamborghinis through phone screens, he decided to build his own supercar using materials that seemed completely unrelated to luxury: steel and wood. From the very beginning, everyone thought it was just a crazy idea. Old steel bars scattered across the floor, rough wooden planks waiting to be shaped, a few worn-out welding machines, and a cramped workspace. Nothing about it looked like a place capable of creating a million-dollar supercar. But with determination burning in his eyes, the young man began his journey to turn the impossible into reality. He spent weeks studying every detail of a Lamborghini. From the razor-sharp front end that looked like a charging bull to the incredibly complex aerodynamic body design. Every curve was measured by hand. There were no modern machines, no team of engineers helping him. Everything was built with his own hands and unstoppable passion. The most impressive part was the vehicle's frame, made entirely out of steel. The steel bars were cut, bent, and welded by hand into an incredibly accurate structure. Sparks flew through the darkness every night like proof of his relentless determination. Some days, he worked for more than 10 hours just to complete one tiny detail. After finishing the frame, he moved on to the stage that shocked everyone the most, using wood to create the outer body of the Lamborghini. The wooden panels were carefully sanded, carved, and shaped into smooth, elegant curves. From a distance, nobody could even tell it was wood because every detail looked so perfectly finished. What made the car truly unique wasn't just its appearance, but the combination of traditional materials and modern supercar design. The wood brought warmth and handcrafted artistry, while the steel frame created the aggressive power expected from a real Lamborghini. Many people traveled to the workshop just to witness the building process in person. At first, they came out of curiosity, but they always left with deep admiration. Some even called it the most beautiful handmade Lamborghini they had ever seen online. What impressed people even more was the young man's refusal to give up. At one point, a mistake in the design forced him to rebuild the entire body from scratch. There were nights when heavy rain flooded the workshop and ruined several wooden parts. But instead of quitting, he simply stood up and started over again. For him, this project was never just about building a car. It was about proving that a strong enough passion can overcome every limit. An ordinary person without a massive factory or huge financial support could still create something capable of capturing the world's attention. As the first Lamborghini frame slowly took shape under the lights of the tiny workshop, people finally realized they were witnessing something extraordinary. Not just a car, but a dream built from steel, wood, and unbelievable determination. After months of tirelessly shaping the frame and crafting the wooden body panels, the handmade Lamborghini finally entered its finishing stage. This was also the moment when the young man's true talent became impossible to ignore. He didn't just want the car to resemble a Lamborghini, he wanted it to carry its own soul and feel like a moving work of art. The front end of the car featured sharp and aggressive lines that perfectly captured the spirit of an Italian supercar. Carefully installed LED headlights made the vehicle look stunning at night. Once the lights turned on, nobody could believe that this masterpiece had been built entirely inside a tiny workshop. What shocked the online community the most was the car's interior. The young builder didn't cut corners at all. Every small detail was crafted with care. The seats were handmade with a sporty design. The steering wheel was custom-built to resemble a real Lamborghini wheel. Even the center console was designed with a futuristic look that made people think it belonged in a concept car. However, the biggest challenge came from combining wood and metal together. The two materials behave completely differently in terms of flexibility and durability. A mistake of only a few millimeters could throw off the entire body alignment. Because of that, he repeatedly removed and reinstalled parts dozens of times just to achieve perfection. Some tiny details took days to complete. One example was the iconic scissor doors. To make the doors open smoothly and remain stable, he had to study hinge systems on his own and go through endless testing. The moment the first door successfully lifted upward, the entire workshop erupted in celebration. Beyond its incredible appearance, the car was actually capable of driving. The engine system was modified to fit the handmade chassis. When the Lamborghini rolled down a small countryside road for the first time, everyone nearby froze in disbelief. The sound of the engine echoed powerfully through the street. The wooden body reflected sunlight in a way that felt both classic and futuristic at the same time. Children ran behind the car in excitement while adults pulled out their phones to record videos immediately. Within a short period of time, videos of the extraordinary Lamborghini exploded across social media. Millions of views appeared within just a few days. Comments from people all over the world described it as an unbelievable handmade masterpiece. What truly touched viewers wasn't only how beautiful the car looked, but the inspiring spirit behind it. Starting from almost nothing, the young man transformed piles of steel and wood into a masterpiece that amazed everyone who saw it. Many people began reaching out to learn from his experience. Some brands even offered collaboration opportunities because they were so impressed by his talent. But for the young creator, the greatest reward wasn't money or fame, it was the feeling of living for his passion. Every weld on the chassis and every carefully polished wooden surface carried the weight of his dedication and countless hours of hard work. That steel and wood Lamborghini became more than just a vehicle. It became a symbol of creativity, perseverance, and the courage to push beyond personal limits. After finally completing the handmade Lamborghini, the young man decided to organize a special test drive. This was the moment he had been waiting for through months of non-stop hard work. Early in the morning, crowds of local people gathered along the small road where the car was about to appear. When the cover was pulled away, everyone was left speechless. Standing before them was an incredibly aggressive-looking Lamborghini with a design beautiful enough to rival real supercars displayed in luxury showrooms. The glossy wooden body combined with the powerful steel frame created a look that was both elegant and completely unique. Sunlight reflected off the polished wood, making the vehicle look more like a moving sculpture than a car. Every detail had been crafted with unbelievable precision. The sharp lines, air vents, and rear wing all carried the bold spirit of a real Lamborghini. As the engine started, the sound immediately sent the crowd into cheers. The car slowly rolled forward while people stared in complete disbelief. Nobody could imagine that a handmade vehicle built from steel and wood could look this stunning and drive this smoothly. Many YouTubers and content creators traveled there just to film the incredible supercar. They repeatedly called it the craziest handmade Lamborghini ever seen on the internet. Some videos reached millions of views only days after being uploaded. What made people love the project even more was the story behind it. This was not the product of a giant corporation, but the achievement of an ordinary young man with extraordinary passion. No professional training, no advanced technology, just determination and the refusal to give up. Some people asked him whether he planned to sell the Lamborghini for a huge amount of money in the future. But he simply smiled and said the car was priceless to him. Because it wasn't just steel and wood, it also carried his youth, his sleepless nights, and his belief in a dream that once seemed impossible. After the massive success of the handmade Lamborghini, the young man began planning even more ambitious vehicle projects. Millions of people online started following his journey every day, eager to see what incredible creation he would build next. This story has inspired countless young people around the world. It proves that sometimes the most important thing isn't how much money you have, but whether you have the courage to begin. A tiny workshop, a few wooden planks, some steel, and a heart full of passion. Together they created a masterpiece that captured the attention of the entire world. If you enjoyed this incredible journey of building a one-of-a-kind Lamborghini, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss more creative and inspiring videos in the future.